Hey everyone, ready to dive into something kind of big today. We're going to be tackling body shaming and self-love,
Yeah.
and we're basing this whole deep dive on this video that everyone's talking about.
Oh, yeah, I saw
It's
that.
super interesting. And whether you've actually experienced body shaming yourself
All right.
or you just want to understand why it's such a big deal, like why everyone's talking about it.
Mm.
I think this is going to be really insightful. We'll be talking about the psychology behind body shaming, the role of social media,
Yeah,
all that, and then some tips for, building that healthier relationship with yourself.
definitely. This is a topic we need to talk about more.
Huh.
Body shaming can seriously impact mental health and well-being.
Totally.
So figuring out how to love ourselves is essential.
For sure. And the video just comes right out and calls body shaming an epidemic,
Ah,
which I think is such a powerful way to start the conversation. It says no one is completely immune to its effects.
yeah. I mean, what really got me was how they defined body shaming in the video.
Yeah.
It's not just, comments about weight.
Oh, okay.
We're talking any criticism, really,
Yeah.
that's aimed at someone's appearance, right?
Right.
Whether it's, their height, their skin color, facial features,
Yeah.
anything basically that makes someone feel bad about their body,
Yeah.
like inadequate.
Right.
And all of it, it's all fueled by these societal pressures
Yeah.
that create these crazy, unrealistic beauty standards.
It's like everywhere we turn, there's this message about how we should look.
Oh, totally. And that's why I think why the videos look at the psychological effects
Yes.
is so important, right?
All right.
Because they list some serious consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Things like, depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
eating disorders, even suicidal thoughts.
Oh, wow.
These aren't just little insecurities.
Right?
They can have a huge lasting impact on people's lives.
It's like a reality check for sure. The video then goes on to talk about how social media plays a role,
Makes sense.
which, I mean, it makes so much sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can't even scroll for 2 seconds without seeing
Yeah.
these bodies that are
I know.
perfect. Yeah.
Airbrushed.
And it just totally messes with your perception of reality.
Totally. It's so important to remember that what you see on social media,
Yeah.
it's curated. It's not real life.
Right.
It's an unrealistic
Yeah.
representation of how people actually look. And
Mhm.
it's this constant exposure, to these perfect images.
Yeah.
Makes you compare yourself.
Yeah.
And that can just erode your self-esteem.
Totally.
So the video, it really stresses the importance of media literacy,
Yeah.
being able to, actually think critically
Oh, okay.
about what you're seeing.
So it's not avoid social media altogether,
No, not at all.
but be smarter about how you're using it.
Exactly. The video
Hmm.
even suggests unfollowing accounts that trigger, negative feelings,
Yeah.
which, I mean, that's a good start, right?
Right. So you're not constantly comparing yourself.
Yeah, because, studies have shown, with social comparison theory,
Mm-hmm.
we naturally compare ourselves to others,
Yeah.
especially, people we think are better than us in some way.
Right.
So, yeah, less
Yeah.
exposure to those idealized images, the better.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
So instead of being stuck in that comparison trap,
exactly.
you can be more intentional about who you follow.
Yes, that's exactly it. The video also says,
Yeah.
it recommends finding body-positive influencers,
Oh, okay.
accounts that show, all kinds of different beauty.
That's cool.
So you surround yourself with messages that celebrate different body types,
Yeah.
which is the opposite of what you usually see on social
That
media.
makes sense.
And then there's just,
Yeah.
being mindful of how much time you spend online.
Yeah.
It's easy to just, to keep scrolling and lose track of how it's making you feel.
Totally.
So taking breaks from social media,
Right.
setting time limits, even
Yeah.
picking certain times a day for scrolling,
Oh,
that
yeah,
can all help.
That makes sense.
Yeah. To take back control,
Yeah.
and minimize that negative impact
Right.
on your body image.
What really stuck with me in the video was how they called out specific phrases
Oh, yeah.
that just, contribute to this whole body shaming thing.
Right.
These things people say that might seem harmless, like
Yeah.
you're too fat or, your nose is too big. But they can have a lasting impact.
Yeah, those comments, even if people don't mean them to be mean,
Right.
they can be really rooted in these cultural beauty standards
Oh,
that
yeah.
prioritize certain looks over others.
Right.
So what might just seem like a casual remark
Yeah.
can actually reinforce
Yeah.
those really narrow standards.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it contributes to a whole culture of body shaming.
So it's about being more aware
Mm,
of the language you're using
totally.
and the messages you're sending, even if it's unintentional.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's a lot to think about.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's important.
It is.
It is, for sure.
Yeah, it's like these messages, they just become so ingrained in our society that we
Yeah.
don't even realize,
Right.
what impact they're having.
Yeah.
And the video really highlights this,
Hey.
it actually digs into the history and societal roots
Mhm.
of these narrow beauty standards.
It's not like they came out of nowhere, right?
Exactly. For centuries, like certain appearances have been valued more
Right.
than others.
Yeah.
And it's often like tied to things like,
Yeah.
race, class, gender.
Mm.
So these historical biases, they still influence beauty standards today,
Wow.
which just contributes to this culture
Right.
that often excludes,
Yeah.
and marginalizes bodies that are different. And then the video brings it to a personal level.
Right.
And the creator actually shares their own struggles with body image.
Yeah.
And they talk about this moment where they realized
Yeah.
that, their worth wasn't tied to how they looked,
Powerful.
which was like a huge turning point for them.
It makes you think, right?
Yeah.
Even people who seem super confident,
Yeah.
they might have their own battles going on
Right.
that you don't even see.
I think that's why it's so important to be vulnerable.
Oh, for sure. When we share our struggles,
Yeah.
it makes it okay for others to do the same.
Right.
It reminds us we're not alone.
Yeah, it makes those feelings of inadequacy that I think so many of us have.
Yeah.
It makes them feel more normal.
Absolutely. And that's a big step toward self-compassion,
Okay.
which I think is like a key part of self-love.
And the video actually talks about treating yourself with the same kindness
Yes.
you would offer a friend, right?
It seems so simple, but, so many of us, we're so much harder on ourselves
Yeah.
than we would ever be
Yeah.
on someone we care about.
Totally.
And there's actually a lot of research on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Studies share that practicing self-compassion,
Okay.
it can lower anxiety and depression,
Wow.
make you more resilient,
Hmm.
even improve your physical health.
So it's not just a feel-good thing.
No.
It actually has real benefits.
Exactly. It's not about, ignoring your flaws or anything.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging them,
Yeah.
but with kindness and understanding.
And the video, it shares this really great story
Oh, yeah.
about a friend who overcame body shaming.
Okay.
And instead of focusing on her appearance,
Yeah.
she shifted her focus to what her body could do.
That's so powerful.
Right.
It's a perfect example of how
Yeah.
changing how you see your body
Yeah.
can lead to a more positive image.
Instead of seeing her body as something to judge,
Mhm.
she saw it as a tool that allowed her to experience life.
And that's this concept that the video talks about,
Okay.
body functionality.
Oh, interesting.
It's about appreciating what your body can do,
Yeah.
not just how it looks,
Right.
celebrating its strength,
Yeah.
flexibility, its
Hmm.
ability to, move,
Right.
experience the world.
So it's about shifting the focus
Mhm.
from aesthetics to ability.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like your body is more than just
Yeah.
an object to be looked at.
Right.
It's what carries you through life,
Yeah,
and it deserves your respect and appreciation
for sure.
for all that it does.
Speaking of appreciation,
Yeah.
the video ends with this challenge, a way of self-love.
I love that.
Not just talking about it, right?
Right.
It's giving you actual things you
Yeah,
can do
Actionable steps.
to make it happen.
Yeah. So they lay out these daily practices,
Okay, like what?
like positive affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
appreciating your good qualities,
Yeah.
silencing that negative self-talk,
Yeah.
and finding physical activities you enjoy.
I've heard about positive affirmations, but
Yeah.
how do they actually work?
Well, it's about making a choice
Okay.
to focus on your positive qualities and strengths.
Right.
And by repeating these affirmations,
Yeah.
you can actually start to rewire your brain
Oh,
to believe them,
interesting.
like planting seeds of positivity.
So it's about intentionally shifting
Mm,
from self-criticism to self-encouragement.
exactly. It's not about pretending everything's perfect.
Right.
It's about choosing to focus on the good,
Okay.
even when things are tough.
And what about appreciating your qualities?
Yeah, that's about taking the time
Okay.
to recognize and appreciate like the unique things
Yeah.
that make you
Yeah.
both, physically and beyond that, where you have
Yeah.
beautiful eyes,
Mm.
a great laugh,
Yeah.
or a really kind heart.
It's about realizing that beauty, they can be so many different things.
Exactly. And acknowledging like the things you like about yourself,
Yeah.
even if they don't fit,
Yeah.
those typical beauty
Yeah.
standards.
Right.
Like maybe you're a good listener,
Mm-hmm.
or you're really good at making people feel comfortable,
Yeah.
or you're super resilient.
So it's about appreciating your inner qualities.
Yes.
Just as much as your physical ones.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing
Yeah.
that your worth goes way beyond just how you look.
Right. Yeah.
It's about your character,
Mm.
your kindness, your passions,
I love that.
all those things that make you unique.
So it's not just changing how you see your body.
Right.
It's like changing how you see what makes you valuable.
Exactly. It's about embracing all of who you are
Yeah.
beyond just the surface.
Okay, so we've got positive affirmations,
Mhm.
appreciating your qualities.
Yeah.
What about silencing negative self-talk?
Ah, that inner critic.
Yeah, we all have it, right?
We do. It's about like becoming aware of those negative thoughts
Yeah.
that just spiral out of control
Mhm.
and then choosing to challenge them.
How do you actually do that?
It takes practice, but it's possible.
Okay.
One thing you can do is just like notice the thought
Yeah.
without judging it.
So just acknowledge that it's there.
Exactly. And then you can like ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this thought helpful?
Yeah.
Is it even true?
Okay.
And often when you actually look at those thoughts,
Right.
you realize they're based on like messed up perceptions or
Mhm.
limiting beliefs.
So you're questioning the thought
Mhm.
instead of just accepting it.
Yeah. And then you can try to replace it
Yeah.
with a more positive or neutral thought.
So you're like reframing it.
Exactly.
Okay, and the last practice is the physical activity.
Yes. And this is important.
Okay.
It's not about punishing your body
Right.
or trying to change how it looks.
Right.
It's about finding movement
Yeah.
that brings you joy,
Okay.
whether it's dancing, swimming, hiking, or even just a walk.
So connecting with your body in a positive way.
Yeah, not like it's a chore
Right.
or something you have to do.
And it's interesting, like all these practices, they connect back to that idea of self-compassion.
Absolutely. It's all about being kind to yourself.
Whether it's through like affirmations or the physical activity.
It's about recognizing
Yeah.
you're worthy of love and care.
Just as you are.
Yes.
And the video says to do all these things for a week.
Yeah. The idea is to like create a consistent practice.
Okay.
So you can really experience self-love.
Like a week-long experiment
Yeah.
in being nice to yourself.
Exactly. It's a chance to change your mindset
Yeah.
and like build a more positive and empowering relationship
With yourself.
with yourself. Yeah.
I really like this part of the video.
Though too.
It's not just like, love yourself. You know,
Right.
it's giving you concrete steps
Yeah.
to get there.
Makes it feel possible, right?
It does. It makes self-love feel less abstract.
Yeah, I agree. I also think what makes this video so good
Yeah.
is how it mixes like personal stories with advice.
Yeah. It feels very real.
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't shy away from the tough stuff,
Right.
but it also gives you a way forward.
It's both relatable and empowering.
Exactly.
You know, it's so easy to get caught up in
Bingo.
all these messages out there
It's everywhere.
about how we should look and feel.
Yeah.
But this video, it reminds us that we have the power
Yes.
to choose how we see our bodies
We can choose self-acceptance.
over self-criticism
We can choose to celebrate our own unique beauty.
instead of trying to be perfect.
And we can choose to cultivate self-love.
One kind thought, one nice action, one joyful movement at a time.
I love that.
It's kind of amazing how much we've covered, right? We talked about how widespread body shaming is
Yeah.
and how much it, hurts people's mental health.
Hmm.
And we talked about how social media and like all those cultural norms
Yeah.
play a role too.
It's all connected.
But then, we also talked about the power of self-love
Right.
and like actual things people can do
Yeah. Yeah.
to feel better.
Practical stuff.
Yeah. And for me, I think what really hit home was that idea of body functionality.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Like instead of getting hung up on,
How you look.
how we look, we can like
Shift that focus.
think about what our bodies can do.
Exactly.
It's so true, right?
It is. It's about recognizing that our
Yeah.
bodies are like these amazing things
Yeah.
that let us experience life.
Right. We can dance, we can run, we can hug people,
Or you can create.
explore.
Our bodies can do so much more than just
Yeah.
like fit into a certain size.
Right. And when you start to see your body that way,
Yeah.
like what it can do for you,
Mm-hmm.
it's natural to feel more grateful for it.
Yeah.
You respect it more.
And that whole thing about self-compassion, too.
Oh, yeah, that was important.
It really got to me, you
Yes,
know?
sir, though.
It's like we're so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, I know. But we'd never talk to our friends that way.
Never.
Right.
It's about realizing we deserve
Yeah.
that same kindness and understanding
Yeah.
we give to everyone else.
We're all imperfect.
We all.
We all mess up.
And that's okay.
Yeah. That week-long self-love challenge, I think it's a great place to start, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Even if you just try, like, one or two things.
Yeah, little steps.
Like saying some affirmations every day.
Right.
Or finding one thing
Just to appreciate.
about your body.
Yeah.
It can make a difference.
Totally. Every little thing you do for yourself, it adds up, you know?
It's building that relationship.
Exactly.
So to anyone out there who, maybe struggles with their body image, just remember this.
Yeah.
You are worthy.
You are enough.
Yeah.
Just as you are.
Doesn't matter what you look like.
It's about the beauty and strength inside.
It really is.
Here's something to think about.
Okay.
What if, instead of trying to be some perfect version of ourselves...
Yeah. We just focused on being grateful for our bodies.
I like that.
And what they do for us.
For all they do, yeah.
What if we celebrated our strength?
Yeah.
Our resilience?
And that unique beauty
Yeah.
that we all have.
It's a whole different way of thinking, right?
It is. It is.
And we want to hear from you, too.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced body shaming?
What do you do to, like, take care of yourself?
Yeah, what are your tips?
Share your thoughts, your experiences.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, it's been great.